Courageous? Do you have the courage to stand tall and be yourself? Have you been trained to doubt yourself? And then, if you stood in confidence, would feel like you're rebelling? You see, when we're not used to owning our truth, confidence can feel loud, unsettling, can feel even arrogant. But that discomfort is not your truth. It's just an echo of old programming trying to keep you small. Real confidence, it's quiet power. It's grounded, unapologetic, and it's aligned with your highest self. I thought I'd talk about that today because I have found that throughout my life, I've been called arrogant, cocky, bold. I should be apologizing. And when I was younger, I probably was that. But now I realize I'm just being me. I am confident in Lee. I like who I am. I look in the mirror and I say, do you like this person? And I go, I do. I like being with him. He's fun. He's smart. He's energetic. He's growing. He's expanding. That's not narcissistic because I wish it for everybody. I don't put myself above anyone. I'm unique, just like you. And so the talk today is about standing tall in your own uniqueness and believing in yourself, seeing yourself beyond these limitations. And one of the ways you can do that is just stop comparing yourself to anyone. Just stop. Because no one's meant to be like you, and you're not meant to be like anyone else. So comparison is an absolute waste of time. My life, everything about my life is unique to me. And my friend Naranjan, if you're listening, he tells me all the time, he says, you're an anomaly. He says, just stop thinking other people will live up to your expectations or be anywhere near like you. You're an anomaly. And I've come to understand we all are. But the anomaly, I think, would be better served if it was authentic. So the question we've got to ask ourselves is, what does it mean for me to live authentically? Do you know what's most important to you? Do you know what really values to you? Or is it superficial? I get criticized a lot because I don't like to have superficial conversations. I find talking about the weather an absolute waste of time. Do you know why? Because the weather is. You can't change it. It's not worth talking about. You can know the weather, you can adjust with the weather, but wasting your time complaining about it? Listen, I live in just north of Dallas, Texas. It's summer. It's hot. That's what it is. Doesn't stop me from living. I chose to live here. And here's what you may say, I didn't choose to live here. Well, you can choose not to live there. This is the interesting thing about life. You are always at choice. So if you're always at choice, why would you complain about anything? Because you have a choice to get out of whatever you're complaining about. Do you get that? You're always at choice. No matter what you want to say, there is a choice. You may not like the consequences. You may fear the consequences. It may take you into the unknown. But you know what? You're a choice. When you don't think you're a choice, you've given up your power. You become a victim to life, a victim to circumstances. And here's what I'll tell you. You have very little control. In fact, the only control you have is how you think, how you perceive. And let me back off a little bit there. You don't have control over what you think. Sometimes you do, but majority of the time your mind is just yapping away at you. It's programmed by your past experiences and it's defending itself. That's what the ego does. But you do have the ability to choose new. That's your power. You can choose new. You're never locked in. You can choose new. But until you realize that, well, until you have a really good reason to choose new, you're not going to. So, I've got a lot of things going on in my life, and a lot of new choices are about to be made. Why? Because they're for growth, they're for expansion, they're to serve others in a greater way. I find that whenever I'm of greater service, I have a greater sense of fulfillment, and I have a greater experience of life, and I believe that's the purpose of life. Greater and greater experiences and coming away with a sense of fulfillment. Something to consider about. Don't hunch that back. Stand tall. Stand tall being you. Stand tall being authentic. That's your gift. In fact, that's your light. Make it a bright one today. Much love and aloha.